Methanol fuel cubic inches under the bonnet of each one of these machines. The Australian champion and the current Queensland one on the front row. You couldn't ask for more as we get ready to bend the throttle stop. And Berkeley leads him down into turn one for the first time. Harper looks to go round the outside. He stays on the top side. That's where he found his speed earlier on in the heat race. Darren Kane trying to wedge it down through on the inside, up in a second. Then we go back to Brock Aikens, Tyson Moon. Pascoe's caught up high. He's trying to get down the bottom. Although he's following in the wheel tracks of Harper at the moment. Everyone just trying to sort themselves out, Macca. It's going to be a long haul. Field sorting themselves out. 2 laps in the book, a long way to go. But already Berkeley, a couple of car lengths in front. Harper trying to make that top line work. Pascoe working with him back there in what is 5th position. Make that 6th. As his son, Zach Pascoe, underneath. Mick Nicola Sr. just back behind them from Todd Atkins. JJ Hamilton looking around the outside and Pagel. But out in front at the moment, it is the Australian champion, Macca, that's doing it comfortably with about 4 car lengths over the field.
Yeah, DK's got a handful. He's got Harper for company as he goes to the top. Brock Atkins just biding his time back there in 4th spot at the moment. Tyson Moon having a great run in the 40-70, rounds out the 5. Pascoe, as you will expect, he'll make his own racetrack at the top. He'll make his presence known as the race goes longer. Zach Pascoe in behind him. Mick Nicola Sr. in that Kemby race chassis parts. Number 3 machine. Then we go back to Todd Atkins in the number 18. And rounding him out will be JJ Hamilton in the 10th spot as the yellows.
Cautions.
Come on, and that is Toby Powell. Facing the wrong way just after the Ocean Tyres pit exit. Let's pull the trigger. Flash of green, they fire down into 1 and 2. Harper close. Berkeley catfishes the bottom. Atkins on the top side of DK. Harper making that top side work. Side by side with the national champion. Berkeley on the bottom. 2 by 2 by 2. It's like watching Noah's Ark, Pepsi.
Yeah, absolutely. Although Pascoe now just getting a little bit ahead of Tyson Moon there. He's got Mick Nicola Sr. and Zach Pascoe for company. Then behind them, it's Todd Atkins and JJ Hamilton. Meanwhile, out in front, it is still Harper and Berkeley. Side by side. Harper gets a car length in front. Will he drop it down to the bottom? Berkeley gets some good drive off turn 4. He's not good in the mid-corner, but geez, he gets a run off the corners in turn 4 and turn 2. Harper continues to run the top. Atkins has gone there. Kane's up there as well. Pascoe has joined in. They're all trying to cut the top line and get around the outside of the current Australian champion. Berkeley continues to hold on down the bottom. Harper runs up on the cushion. Atkins, Kane's dropped back down to the bottom of the racetrack, and side by side those 2 run. Pascoe's still up the top. Moon goes to the top, now back to the bottom. Nicola Sr., Todd Atkins, Zach Pascoe, JJ Hamilton, Michael Halley, Nicola Jr., Zach Brims. That's the way they run. Pascoe and Harper, Berkeley and Harper, I should say, continue to run side by side ever since we've gone back to the green. There's still 27 laps left to run in this Queensland title for the Super Sedans. And you cannot separate those 2, Mac, and they are side by side all the way around this racetrack. Matt Pascoe's dropped to the bottom.
Ash Bergmeyer brings the 16 to the infield. He's here at retirement. But what an enthralling battle it is. You can't take your eyes off it up the front. Callum Harper ripping the lip here at Gladstone. Oh, Brad White goes around in front of the leaders. That'll bring the yellows on the clayway one more time. Oh my God, how good is it. Sedans here at McCosker's Gladstone Speedway. Let's pull the trigger one more time. And it's Harper this time, Petsy, that gets the jump.
Yeah, Harper got some good drive off turn 4. He's going to move up the track now and try and block that line from Berkeley. Berkeley's got that car set up the way he wants it. He can put that anywhere on the racetrack. And he has just proved that by driving around the outside of Callum Harper on the top side. He was content to be at the bottom, but it doesn't matter. Berkeley can go high or low. Have a look at Brock Aitken's trying to get around Darren Kane at the moment. Kane on the bottom. Pascoe's gone back up to the top. He came down the bottom for a couple of laps. Now he's gone back upstairs. Berkeley and Harper nose to tail. Kane just drifting that Gen 3 Dominator, the Gen 5 Dominator. Up the racetrack a touch to try and get on level terms with the two out in front. Pascoe continues to motor on their back in fifth, ahead of Tyson Moon. He's got Mick Nicola, Todd Atkins, Zach Pascoe, JJ Hamilton, Michael Halley, all for company. It is thick and fast in the middle of the pack, Macca. There's no room for error there.
Yeah, it's busy, isn't it? Tyson Moon holding them all up at the moment. Todd Atkins in that battle with Nicola Senior, JJ Hamilton, Zach Pascoe, Mick Halley, and Zach Brims for the battle up front. There's the national champion leading the way at the moment over the current Queensland champion, Callum Harper. Then we go back to Brock Atkins, doing a great job holding on to third. Kane and Pascoe, that's Matty sitting back in the top 5.
Muller at the fence, gets on through. Harper trying to drive the wheels off the 22. Pascoe and Kane nose to tail. Brock Atkins is starting to come together. It's Pagel and Mick Nicola Jr. come together as they came out of turn 2. Both cars ending up on the infield.
Going to lead them away one more time. The Queensland champ on the outside. Flash and green, let's pull the trigger and go racing one more time. Down into the 1-2 turn. Berkeley catfishes the bottom, slides up in front of the field. Have a look at it going on in the mid-pack here, Trev.
Yeah, Darren Kane got sandwiched up against the fence there, and he got into the back of Toddy Atkins. Oh, Brock Atkins almost turns it around into turn 1. How did he save that? That's a catch of the weekend so far from Brock Atkins. In front of the field, barreling down behind him. But out in front it is Berkeley that continues to lead the way. Couple of carlings over Harper. Pascoe's moved up to third. Brock Atkins back there in fourth. Ahead of JJ Hamilton. JJ Hamilton on the bottom of the racetrack. In the Graham Elliott number 3 machine. Here comes Todd Atkins again on the high side. Atkins has to get out of it as Hamilton drifts up the racetrack. Meanwhile, out in front it is still Berkeley. Geez, I'm not sure that anyone's got anything for our current Australian champion, Macca.
8 laps left to run. He starts to open the gap now over Harper. He's got 3.5 car lengths at the strike.
1.5 to run. Pascoe hanging on for dear life from Brock Atkins. And Toddy Atkins. Berkeley's got the white flag. He's caught up behind Michael Halley. He can't go to the bottom because Keith Muller's there. He threads the needle. Drifts up in front of Halley and he will drive onto the checkered flag and take the Queensland title. Second will go to Callum Harper. Third to Matt Pascoe. Fourth, Gladstone, put your hands together for Joel Berkeley. Callum Harper tried everything, just could not get the job done. Clay Paview sponsored Tasmania 22 machine. Matty Pascoe and the Proline NQ Sweet Chassis LJ Air sponsored number 15.
Ladies and gentlemen, as he climbs out of the Australia 1, he's now your new Queensland champion, Joel Berkeley. Let's get presentations underway.
Yeah, I guess that's one way in put it. I can't. Yeah, you asked me 12 months ago. I wouldn't have believed to even be in this situation, but I can't thank Bob and Brady for giving me a shot at what they've done, and we've had an unreal year, and I don't even know. It's just so cool to be able to get a win for Bob at his home track, especially at such a big event. It was just so cool, and he put on an amazing track with what he had, and it was a cool race, that's for sure.
Yeah, we saw, as it said to Callum, like you guys ran for like 13 odd laps side by side, but you're on the bottom, and then you got shifted to the top, and we thought, is the car going to work up there? Work? Man, it was unbelievable.
Yeah, I was like, I was hoping it'd work. I knew we had a good car, wherever he put it. But we were cool around side by side with Callum there early, and I was like, when we had the double file restarts, it's cool, but it's like, sometimes you're like, I wish you could start on the bottom. I'm sure he would have wished he started on the top. But we made the most of it, and thankfully barely got around him in 3 and 4, and had to go from there. And I was waiting for at the end there, the yellow we had, that he was going to do the same to me. But thankfully got enough good restart out of 2 and cleared up and did what he needed to do. I got a bit scared there at the end with lap traffic, but pretty cool to walk away with the win here, that's for sure, for Bob and everyone. And it's, cool.